You are listening to Ayomide, where complex idea becomes simple. Every 4 years, something strange happens to the entire planet. Offices empty out in the middle of the day. Street goes quiet during certain hours and erupt into noise minutes later. Grown men cry in stadiums. Strangers hug each other in the street. Entire countries fall into a kind of collective grief over a game. No food depends on the outcome. No safety depends on the outcome. Nothing about your actual survival changes whether your country wins or loses. And yet, billions of people stop their lives for it. Here is the real reason the World Cup grips us the way it does. And it has almost nothing to do with football. Let us start with what is actually happening when your team scores. Researchers have measured it. The dopamine surge in a fan's brain when their team scores a goal is comparable to the dopamine surge from genuinely significant personal events. And when the team loses, stress hormone levels rise in a way that mirrors real personal loss. Your brain is not pretending this matters. It genuinely believes it does. So why would a sport, something that has no actual bearing on your life, produce a response this intense? To understand that, we have to go back. Long before nations existed, long before football existed, human beings lived in a small tribes, and the strength of your tribe determined whether you lived or died. If your tribe won against a rival group, you ate, you were protected, your future is secured. If your tribe lost, everything you depend on was at risk. Therefore, the brain built a system that cared urgently, biologically, about the success of your group, not as an idea, but as a survivor. That system never disappeared. It is inside every human brain today. But the tribe it was built for are gone. Most people no longer belong to a small group whose survival depends on a shared victory. The ancient system is still there, looking for someone to attach itself, and the World Cup gives it exactly that. Think about what a national team actually represents to the brain. It is your tribe. 23 men wearing your colors are representing your people symbolically against another tribe. When they win, your tribe wins. The same ancient system or a pattern that once responded to a successful raid or a defended victory now responds to a goal in the 89th minute. Your brain cannot fully tell the difference. But the World Cup does something even more specific than ordinary club football. It is not city against city. It is not even ongoing rivalry. It is a nation against nation, identity against identity. And for 1 month, every 4 years, that ancient tribal instinct gets a stage large enough to match its true size. This is why the World Cup feels different from any other tournament. It is not simply sport. It is the closest thing the modern world has to ancient tribal warfare without anyone dying. And there is something else happening underneath all this: belonging. For 90 minutes, millions of strangers who share a passport become one thing. They sing the same songs, feel the same hope, suffer the same heartbreak together. In that moment, nobody is asking about your high income, nobody cares about your background, nobody is checking your politics. There is only one category that matters: us. And in a world where genuine community has become harder and harder to find, that feeling of belonging is rare. It is valuable. It is exactly what the human brain has been quietly searching for. This is why the World Cup can unite a country that is divided in every other way. For one month, differences disappear. There is only one tribe. Now think about what happens after. The tournament ends, the trophy is lifted, the crowd disperses, and life returns to whatever it was before. But for 1 month, millions of people experience something ancient, something their brains were built for, something the modern world rarely gives them anywhere else. This is not foolish, this is not childish. That is one of the oldest and most fundamental needs a human being has, finding its outlets in the only place the modern world still allows it. The World Cup will end, the trophy will be lifted, the crowds will go home. But the thing that has made you obsess over it in the first place, that will not end. Because it was never really about the ball. It was about needing for 90 minutes to belong to something bigger than yours. This is episode 10 of Ayomide, where complex ideas become simple. If this explains something you have felt this past month but never quite understand, that is exactly why this channel exists. Subscribe right now if you have not already.